Imagination
to infinity and beyond.
by Carmen,
Ghiles,
Jenna,
and Lucia.
Lewis Carroll once said, "Imagination is the only weapon in the war against reality."
Have you ever remembered your childhood when your mother has called you for lunch or dinner and you said, "Wait a second"? Then it became minutes, hours using your imagination and playing by yourself.
Have your elders ever told you stories of their childhood, how they used to play with pebbles and imagine that it was a magical path?
have you ever heard bedtime stories that involve using your imagination, creating magic, and thinking of magnificent ideas?
Or how many times have your parents bought you a new toy and you never really played with it and instead went outside and played with a stick?
Some parents try to cure their children's boredom by giving them a list of desirable but impossible things to create or do. That really won't help, as it will make the children gloomy because they want those things but don't have them.
Some children would go up to their parents and tell them, "Mom or Dad, I'm bored." And their parents would give them a list of things to do. For example, walk on water, learn to fly, be invisible, or paraglide with Pikachu.
Instead, children should be bored to create their own ideas. According to World Economic Forum, children should be bored to make themselves more imaginative, creative, and more innovative. In fact, they noticed certain professionals mentioning how boredom was to their creativity in both childhood and present life.
Scientists and innovators would just be staring out their windows, and pop, they had an idea. It is a very interesting concept, how you need to be bored to be imaginative. In fact, there is a lesson here for all of us. Switching off doing nothing is good for all. We should try to do more of it.
For most children and adults, imagination is more valuable than reality because imagination gives fuel for passion. All of us, living in a world of responsibility, jobs, bills, and more, prescribes how we live and experience the world. Dreaming can allow us to tap into our imagination again, reminding us of that feeling of being passionate about something. But somewhere in the different journeys of our lives, we have replaced that feeling of passion with responsibility and survival. But we can have both passion and responsibility, right?
Our imagination and thoughts create our future. It has been said long before that thoughts become things, which means what we think and desire will become true if we put our might into it. Our imaginative muscle is the very thing that supports making it possible. When we are truly engaged with what's in front of us or our current reality, we are constantly recreating the same problems, challenges, and experiences over and over again. But when we venture into our imagination to concentrate on the reality we want to experience, that energy is rooted into motion and brilliant change will arrive.
Imagination inspires creativity and innovation. Some of the most prominent and innovative creations have come from the simple act of imagining something easier and brilliant. Scientists and creative artists have the amazing gift of thinking outside the box and allowing their imagination the freedom to grow and evolve their thinking, many of which have created products that change how we live our lives. Without this amazing power, we might have never had the internet, smartphones, airplanes, and all the other technologies we depend on every day. Imagination is the main ingredient to expansion and advancement of our world.
Imagination is magical. Look at a child play at the court of an empty room and watch them turn that exact room into a castle, spaceship, or even a submarine. Take a moment to look into the child's eyes and discover how they live and react to the things around them. Sometimes it is all they need to bring back the joy and wonder of life.
Sometimes reality is just a bummer. Watching all the news, hearing all the crime around the world is enough to convince anyone that things are falling apart. By doing this, people think it is the only way the world works. People's choosing to use their imagination is a hope to raise creativity and create a better place.
Does imagination connect to modernization? Yes, imagination does connect to modernization, because in the olden days there weren't much devices, and they used their own imagination to create their own ideas. But in the present, we have created so many new technologies which we depend on every day. These devices give us a big impact on us humans, but not all have advantages. There are disadvantages as well. We all have to be well balanced, not on our devices all the time, but not outside too much, to create a new and better generation for all of us.
Nowadays, we have technology helps others see life faster than they used to before. It's just open Chrome or Safari, go to any news source to see what's happening around the world. Want to know how a self-driving car works? Google it, and you'll have your answer in less than a second, unless your Wi-Fi is bad. You want to know what that big word your teacher used in class means? Dictionary.com will satisfy your curiosity. While having all this information at our fingertips can have advantages, it can also have major disadvantages. And most importantly, it can cause a lack of critical thinking. It'll stop you from using your brain, problem solving, and eventually you lose the will to be imaginative.
So we say, when you leave this TED Talk, go to your kids, siblings, husbands, and wives, and share these insights with others. And all we want you to leave with today is with the feeling that you can imagine.
Thank you.